Hi everyone, Liam here from Fitness Rush, and today I have my lovely wife Amanda with me.
Hi everyone.
So you've all heard my story about my depression, anxiety, and since I started up the group, I thought it'd be great to bring Amanda in for her to kind of tell her story of how she handled or still has to handle me. So if you just tell everyone a little bit about when I was going through my worst times with my depression, how you kind of you used to say to me that you had to walk on eggshells, you didn't know how it was going to be when I come home. Just explain a little bit about that and how you got through the rough times. In your own words and in your own time.
um,
So on a day when I had a day at work, I come back,
yes.
the key went in the door.
Yes.
Explain what happened then.
The key goes in the door and my shoulders go up. So I'm like, oh, what kind of mood is he going to come home in? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad?
So I was unaware of this. I was going through everything I was going through. And at that time, that was when I was panicking about cooking all my food and having my shower, and Amanda wouldn't have been aware of that either. So we were living in two different worlds, really. I was coming home panicking about getting stuff done, and Amanda was worrying about how I was going to be. So yeah.
Yeah, I think usually I'd always be sat in the sitting room because it was quite late. You don't get home till sort of 9 o'clock at night, do you? So, and I'd usually just wait for him to poke his head round the door, and I'd know then if it was either hiya or you're right. You'd know then what kind of mood he was in. So, and I'd just kind of always wait for that before I then reacted.
I think another tough thing is I was trying to get better. So I felt I was getting better, but Amanda still had these preconceptions or ideas that I was still going to be this way. So I was kind of saying at the time, I'm trying to get better, but you're still seeing me as the same kind of person. And when I had a slip, it felt like I was going backwards, and Amanda was feeling the same, or going back to the beginning when I was in my depression or depressive state. I think that's the toughest thing for me of trying to get better, but everyone around me not seeing me getting better. Only I knew I was getting better. But when I had that little slip, it felt like everything was kind of a step back.
Yes, and I think we talked about that, didn't we? Because that there takes that time to rebuild that trust, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That you are going to be in a better place. And it is difficult when you have the slips still now, isn't it? To kind of, for me, not just sort of go, oh, here we are back at this again. Because you kind of get lulled into this false sense of, great, we're through the worst, we're on the up, things are going well, and then all of a sudden there's a slip down and you're like, oh, here we go again. So and that's going to take time to
Yeah, I think
rebuild that confidence.
Yeah. I think everyone out there as well. Just remember, you will have the slips. Everyone has bad days. It's how we get over them. It's like now. Before I'd be bad for a couple of months. Now I'm bad for a couple of days, if that.
Yeah, I was going to say not even that.
Yeah.
No.
So I think it's as long as your good days are longer than your bad in the beginning. I think that's a very good start.
I think what's also important to say is that it's important to acknowledge, for your partner, it's important to acknowledge that you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Because isn't it now, if Liam's not in a good place, he will say, I'm not feeling good, or I'm not having a good day, or I've not had a good afternoon at work, and then that enables me to know how to react.
I think that's a
or
great point. That's a great
to
point.
give you your space, don't you? So now we'll kind of know, maybe if we'd planned to go out for dinner, or we'd planned to go and do something, or even just like go to the supermarket, sometimes that can bring on his anxiety. So if kind of Liam will wake up in the morning and be like, I'm not feeling like today's a good day at the moment, then
even I want to keep things normal, and I want to try and keep going to the coffee shops and going to the supermarket. So I try my best. But when I'm there and something happens and I do have a breakdown, I kind of wish that I didn't try it. And then I think Amanda probably wishes that I didn't try it as well.
Yeah.
So it's about being
What I was
sensible.
going to say
Okay.
before you butted in
I do it all the time. I'm
was,
terrible for it. Apologies.
was
You may speak.
thank you. Was if he wakes up in the morning and he says I don't feel good, then we will change our plans because, as Liam just said when he butted in, it will, as much as he wants to go and do these things, actually it ends up being more stressful for all of us.
Yeah.
And now having a young one with us who is kind of moving into that 2 stage of tantrums and, you know, finding her own
Anxiety's worst nightmare, I like to call it.
finding her own voice and her own personality. If she's getting stressed in a coffee shop because she doesn't want to do something or she wants to go, and Liam's stressed, it's quite stressful.
Yeah.
So it's about kind of not becoming a recluse in the house, is it? But kind of perhaps readjusting our plans and thinking, okay, well, we'll just go out for a walk. So
Yeah.
we're getting out of the house, getting some fresh air, going to the park, maybe taking Ella to the park, but not kind of putting us all in that environment that we're actually all going to come out miserable.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yes, so we don't want to talk too long about this, but this is going to go into the group so everyone can have a little watch. And maybe this will help you discuss things with your close loved ones. Because it's difficult sometimes. It's difficult. It's not that you don't want to say anything, but it's difficult to know what to say. I think that's probably the biggest point behind it is I didn't. It's not that I didn't want to say anything. It's that I didn't know how to kind of start the conversation because I didn't know what was going on. So how can I explain something that I don't know what's going on? You know, I think that's the most difficult thing. Like I said in my previous video, it's good to chat to people who are like-minded and have been through the same things. So always put your comments in the group if you want to find out any information or speak to me, or you can ask questions to Amanda as well if you want to. I'm not sure she'll answer them back, but it's worth a go.
I'll try to. I mean, I don't, you know, all I can do is talk about my experience with
that's
Liam,
what it's all about.
and I'm not always sympathetic to it or empathetic to it, and I think that is really important to talk about, because as a partner of somebody who does suffer, don't feel bad for not always sympathizing, because it's hard and it's tough, and it, you know, it takes a lot for you to keep going, and sometimes have to prop everything up, and there's actually no one to prop you up. So you know, I struggle with that, to think, oh gosh, I'm a terrible wife, because actually what I just want to say is sort it out. You know, it's a coffee shop, it's a spoon, sort it out.
Can you explain about the spoon?
Okay, yes, so sorry.
It's not just a
He
spoon.
he doesn't like it if there's lots of cutlery being banged around, because it's the noise sensitivity from your trauma, isn't it, from your accident. So, and you know, and to me, you think
It's not just a
it's
spoon.
a spoon. But then actually, then you feel, oh gosh, that's really insensitive of me. But when you're living with it all the time, you know, you kind of think, oh, for goodness sakes. But actually, don't worry, it's okay to feel like that. And I've accepted, and I think you've accepted as well, don't you, that I can't always be, oh, okay, it's okay.
What I want to say as well is there's no blame, because Amanda don't know what she's being sympathetic for, because she doesn't understand what I'm going through, and like I said before, I don't understand what I'm going through, so it's hard for her to know. If I don't know, it's impossible for Amanda to know. So yeah, don't feel bad. Try not to pass the blame. It's something that can be sorted. It's just you've got to find kind of the right way to do it. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. But I think because there's more awareness out there now, I think it'll be easier to not find a cure. As I said before, I don't think we'll ever find a cure, but
Coping.
The coping mechanisms.
Strategies.
I think we can find better coping strategies to get us through. Okay, it's been lovely talking to you.
Lovely to talk to you too.
I'll talk to you again around Christmas time.
Around Christmas time?
Yeah.
Okay. We do talk between now and then, by the way.
Yeah, messing around. Okay, so I've been Liam at Fitness Rush. This has been
Amanda.
at Liam's house.
At Liam's house.
Our house.
Our house.
In the middle of the street. Remember that song?
I do. We're actually in the corner, but that's
We're
fine.
at the bottom of the street. Okay, parking's terrible. But anyway,
Oof, that's a whole different video.
that's another video. If you like these videos, ask us to make more. I'm sure we can find time to put some together.
Yeah.
Maybe a comedy act or something.
Thumbs up. Swipe up.
That's Tinder.
No, it's not.
As you know?
I don't
I've never
know.
been on Tinder.
I've never
I don't
been.
know. But we're married. I don't know. Okay, so we'll finish this now. Probably well over 10 minutes. Most of you turned off about 6 or 7, I should think. But if you've watched all the way through, brilliant. Congratulations. You don't win a prize, but that's fine.
Now you're just waffling.
Yeah, now I'm waffling. So let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.